Hey, man there. How you doing? Bobby Dirkens here. Thanks so much for joining me for the Coca-Cola 600. Of course, God knows that the first two races in NASCAR would be held in South Carolina and then North Carolina. I know North Carolina has a Democratic governor. He's still got stuff shut down. Here in South Carolina, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this: if you don't like it, I mean, you should go vote different. We're basically back to normal. But it is what it is. Coca-Cola 600. You know, I'm not a big NASCAR fan. I've talked about that 100,000 times, but NASCAR's running tonight. I'm sitting here watching. It's enjoyable. It's very, very enjoyable watching these boys going back and forth. You know, it is said that once you get up around 180 miles per hour, that a car, it totally feels different when you're driving it. Now, I'm going to tell you, the fastest I've ever been in my entire life is about 120 miles per hour. Driving was about 110. I was riding with old crazy buddy. I think he was drunk about 4 times over when he was driving about 120. But anyway, got a bunch of you coming here saying, "May there to you, may there to you." Lord be with you. It's good to see. It's on going on a Sunday night, Memorial Day weekend. Giggle said, "What channel is it on?" It's on Fox. So whatever's your Fox, not Fox Sports South, your Fox channel, whatever it is. If you're in the upstate of South Carolina, it's channel 21. If you're just regular TV, channel 12 for a lot of us, but channel 21 WHNS. The Birdman's in here. Man, I tell you, Birdman, had to see you in here, Lord. I'm glad to see you ain't arrested or dead or something like that. May there to you. Got 5 of you in here and 1 thumb up. That's very insulting. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it. So you say, Bobby Dirkens, you're a big college football fan. You love your Clemson Tigers. I do. Guilty as charged. Arrest me, throw me in jail, and swallow the key and don't crap it out. But I tell you this: I've enjoyed sitting down and learning more about NASCAR and such. Robert Summers says, "What's up, Bobby? How's your day been going?" Let me tell you right now, Robert. Tonight I fired up my 26-inch Weber grill. 26-inch Weber grill. Got it about 600 degrees. Now, did I need it that hot to cook what I was cooking? No. But I did it because I wanted to get it as hot as I possibly could. I threw 4 skewers of shrimp on it and cooked it. And me and the missus, I'll just put it this way: I could have asked her 4 times during the time of us eating to marry me. She'd have remarried me 5 times, and I only asked her 4. The food was that good. That's what I've been doing today. Been worshiping the Lord, and went and seen a friend of mine. That's what I've been doing. How about you? I hope all of you's been doing good. Is it not hilarious? The first 2 races of the season was held in South Carolina and North Carolina. It's funny. Was it in New York? No. Because they were too busy quarantining and sending all the sickest of the sick to the very place where the most likely to catch the sickness would be, and then they died, and then they were surprised when the death rate skyrocketed. I shouldn't have said that. That's wrong. It's true. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You can go find somebody else to believe. After they was told, you realize these are the same people you're trying to put all these sick people in, that they will catch it easier than anybody. We know, but we'll act like it afterward that we don't know it. It's actually true. So it doesn't matter how you feel or how you vote or whatever. It's the truth. It is nice to be able to sit here and realize, especially in the state of South Carolina, we're almost back to normal. For those of you out there who are suffering, and I hate it for you. I really, really do. My heart goes out to you. Now, if you voted for the people who shut down your government, I don't hate it for you. You ask for it. It's like right now, if I went and I doo-dooed in a plate and I tried to eat it, and then all of a sudden I was disgusted by the doo-doo I was eating, and I went, "What is this?" It's the doo-doo that I just crapped in a plate and I ate it. I should not be surprised by said doo-doo. And when next time it comes time to, I don't know, doo-doo or vote, I don't doo-doo in the same place and eat it. And if I do, if that's who you call your team, you're wrong. Or you're an idiot. It's good to see all of Sean D's in here, Tiger Nation, Mo. But I tell you this, Tiger Nation doesn't live that far from me. Tiger Nation does not live that far from me. He's probably 40 minutes up the road. So sneaking on the phone at work, had to drop in. May I tell you, Tiger Nation, don't get fired. I don't think they can fire you still right now. Everybody would still be looked at as crass. What does crass mean? Somebody look it up and tell me. It's good to see all of you in here. Right now I'm watching the race. So if you join me for the race, I've been babbling, not mentioning the race, barely. Truex Jr. is at number 1. Okay, right now. He's at first place. And as soon as I started naming it out, they took down who's in what place. I'm very confident that we'll be fine because getting sleepy. Had a couple of margaritas, 7 margaritas tonight. I'm waiting for the poll to come back up. Okay, we're at 400 laps. 200. We're on lap number 277. So if you're not watching the race, here we go. We're at Truex Jr. at 1. This is 1 through 5. Truex Jr., Jones, Bowman, Blaney, Byron. 6 through 10 is Logano, Austin Dillon, Johnson, Harvick, who won last week, by the way. Chase Elliott, who I'm pulling for. Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Reddick, Almirola, Kyle Busch at 15, and then Bell, Boucher, Nemechek, and Custer, General Custard, as I like to call him. A bunch of people starting to go into pit road to get tires, fuel, and what have you. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that if there is anyone who is watching this, who loves college football, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. I appreciate it. So there are going to be people who watches this who you watch Bobby Dirkens no matter what. If it is March or if it is in the middle of October when college football is up and fired up, it is, you're going to watch me. And then there are people who's going to watch me and you're going to be like, who's this idiot? Well, first of all, don't call me an idiot. I mean, my God, if I was over in North Korea and faking my own death, that would be totally fine. If I was stealing money out of your pocket through, I don't know, going through your wallet or maybe taxing you more, I could get it. I am just a humble person who is extremely confident, who's on here. But I'm talking about NASCAR tonight. Love college football. God knows it's coming up. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, California and New York, if you decide not to play college football, and especially the Pac-12, even the Big 12, we're not missing you. So y'all go ahead and don't play. It's not like you're going to play it and make it to the college football playoffs anyway. SEC Dog, he's in here. Y'all go check out his channel. Y'all go slap him around, say some bad stuff to him, but subscribe and hit all the thumbs up to him. Good to see you, SEC Dog. You're in here. So let's talk about college football for a second. I know it's racing. I don't care. It's my channel. I can do whatever. If you don't like it, start your own channel. Tiger Nation said after all these 7 days of 12-hour shifts, he needs a pit stop. Don't blame you. you do. I tell you right now, we need to plan a pit stop with you and me. I'll get you a couple of ice cold beers. I'll cook something for you, and it will be wonderful. Take it to the bank. Wonderful. Be deliciousness. It's what we did tonight. We got about 4 skewers of shrimp, put it on my Weber grill, 26 inches of 600 degrees, put it off direct heat. We let it cook, flipped it over every couple of minutes. I'm telling you, it's deliciousness. It was like getting hugged by an angel that was really hot. You know, it wasn't like one of them dude angels. It was like a hot angel, like a girl. But you get inappropriate because it would be sacrilegious, but it was hot enough to where you could go, yeah, she's hot. If that makes sense. So we did that. That was delicious. Made some margaritas for me and the wife. The kids got them birthday cake ice cream because that will what will shut them up. They ate it, of course, some cheese pizza. They're asleep. They're shut up. That's why Bobby Dirkens is downstairs right now. It was delicious. But let me talk about the college football season. If you're sitting here going, I thought you named this the Coca-Cola 600, or just die or go somewhere. Yeah, it's right now. There's a commercial on for heart medicine. SEC dog asked me this question. I want to go back to this. It's a good question, SEC dog. Bobby, are you still suffering from the Joe Burrows to Moss standing still TD disease? You know, SEC dog, they beat us fair and square. But you know what I want to say about LSU and a lot of their fans? I'm not talking about like Tiger Cat and Matt Dukes and some of these good LSU fans. I want to say this about a lot of the LSU fans. For those of you who are predicting that you're going to repeat this week, I want you to go back down all, not only the players, but the coaches you lost, starting with Joe Brady that you lost. And after that, I want you to sober up, go to counseling again, and then again, and I want you with someone who is not from the state of Louisiana, who knows football, to actually tell me how you're actually going to repeat again, because it's not going to happen. If Ed Orgeron started right now talking about the players and coach, and number one, just Joe Burrow. Just start with Joe Burrow, and you could stop there. The people he lost. And by the way, Moss was a lot of smack talk. When did he get drafted? I know his dad. You remember, you don't get drafted off of your daddy. You get drafted off yourself. When did he get drafted? When did Moss get drafted? Somebody go look that up. Wasn't first, second, third round. It was one of those rounds that they pay all of us people regular money to go play football, from what I remember. Anyway, he talked a lot of trash. He just, unfortunately, though Moss he had his daddy's mouth, but he didn't have his daddy's ability. So that was good for him. That was good for him. Good for Moss. Yeah, Clemson game's over. Yeah, undrafted Luke Jones. You're right, he was undrafted. He talked to a lot of you-know-what, and he was undrafted. He could very well easily be bagging groceries next week. He'd be talking smack as he carries groceries to your car. Plastic or paper, ma'am. Paper or plastic. He even got it messed up. So we might have lost, but what is so funny about it is we've still won more national championships over them over the past couple of years. So good for them. We are the front runner for the national championship this year. Guess who's not? LSU. So you beat the piss out of us. Congratulations. It's over. The season's over. SEC dog, big Georgia fan. Love you to death, by the way. So I'm going to read this. Let me see. SEC dog. Hey, I like jabbing back and forth. This is fun. If we play in the ACC, we could rest all of our players and play the practice squad to get there. Facts, Dabo BYOG Sweeney gets the best hugs on gives the best hugs on national TV. He does. He does. So, okay, hey, SEC dog, I love you to death. That's why I'm going to go back and forth with you on live YouTube television, if that makes sense. Now, if we play in the ACC, now who is the quarterback for your team this year? Who is it? What's his name? It's not that Stetson youngin who came there and then got pissed that he didn't start over Justin Fields and Fromm, and then he quit and he left and then he come back. Who is it? Who is your new quarterback and where's he from? Come on, SEC dog, you can't do that to me. Where's he from? Who did he play for? Wake Forest. Jamie Newman, your new quarterback. It's an ACC quarterback that had no talent at all around him, like all ACC teams. Here's the thing, SEC dog. You are right that you're wrong. Wake Forest. He had Surratt at wide receiver. Surratt is actually a really good wide receiver if you're not looking through the lens of, well, a lot of people look through the lens of. BGPO Football Funk says, what is good? And he just gave me $2 to drink ice cold beer. Hey, let me tell you something. Get back up here. Where you at? BGPO. I've never seen you before. Thank you for joining me tonight and giving me $2. I'm going to take that $2, let me tell you right now. Imagine the most ice cold beer. I'm talking about something that make your lips purple, but not rot them off, as in you get frostbite. That's the beer I'm going to buy with that money right there. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You say what's good? Let me tell you what's good. Clemson football coming up in September is what is good, and it's what's good with you. I thank you. I appreciate you being on here. Now, I'm going to resume my trash talk with my good friend, SEC Dog. So, as long as it is intellectual and it doesn't get personal, I will talk even more trash. BGPO Funk or Football Funk just gave me another $2 and said it's Andre. Andre, what are you doing on here? Why'd you change your name? I mean, I'll take $5 out of your pocket, not in the sense of I'd be stealing, because that'd be weird, and I would be like reaching in your wallet. Most wallets in people's butts, back in that back pocket. Though I imagine you have a very clean rear end, I'd never touch your butt. Not because I think I'm better than you, but because I think it would be wrong to touch your butt. That would be wrong. You said you got your own channel. Well, congratulations to you. Everybody go check out his channel right now. BGPO Football Funk. Got my own channel. Go and subscribe to it right now. You say, Bobby, do I supposed to blindly go over there and subscribe to it? Absolutely. Okay? Hey, go ahead over there. You hit it. Thank you so much for almost $5 you just gave to the channel. Thank you so much. Everybody go check him out. He's been one of the good ones. Let me tell you, somebody who has been supporting the channel for a very, very long time, and I appreciate it. Sean D said, you are hilarious. My wife doesn't think so, but I'm glad you like that. I appreciate it. Let me tell you about the race real quick. We're on lap 291 of 400. Logano has the lead. Bowman in second. Blaney third. Johnson on fourth. Truex on fifth. Keselowski at sixth. Byron, Kyle Busch, A.J. Dillon, and Jones rounding out 6 through 10. Then we got Reddick, Kurt Busch, Bell Boucher, Nemechek, Almirola, D. Benedetto, Elliott at 18, Harvick at 19, and General Custard at 20. Thank you all for joining me. So, all right. I'm going to go back and forth here. I'm going to talk about racing here. It's been very, very interesting. So, we're on lap 292 of 400. A lot of really going back and forth. No major wrecks or anything. We had a caution because of rain. It's been, I live here in the Greer-Greenville area, and we had some crazy rain tonight. I still grilled out and did some 4 skewers of shrimp. Lord, it was delicious. It was good. Made some margaritas. Me and the wife drank them. Except for a shirt, I'm naked. I'm kidding. I'm not naked. See? Totally. That's weird. That would have been weird if I'd been naked. But, so let's talk about this. I'm gonna go back to smack talking my buddy SEC dog. Let's keep going. I'm happy to have anyone but Fromm. Fromm gets sacked standing still like Joe Burrow to Moss, except there was no Fromm to Moss. It was Fromm buried standing still, ready for some college football. Bobby, you good people love your show, sir. Trash talk is part of college. Your press conferences are gold, man. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's trash talk. We know it's friendly, okay? Let me go ahead and tell you this. I'm going to acknowledge before we go any farther. Now, I know we're going to trash talk. We're going to have some fun. Let me go ahead and let me acknowledge some stuff before I go trash talk. Okay, so imagine early 2000s. Everybody's meeting in Greensboro. That's headquarters for the ACC. And they're saying, we want to expand the ACC. So the two most obvious schools we want to expand it to, and they're very successful, especially in football, is Virginia Tech and Miami. Now, right now, Virginia Tech is okay. Miami, 3 years ago, had a really good run, and then they went and farted it all out. Just by the way, Miami, just like I said you would. Remember, I'm no respect to persons. If Sweeney, who I love and adore, and will name my next child after, please, Lord, help the vasectomy work so I don't have to name the next child after him. No offense, Dabo. I name him Dabo, okay? Love Sweeney. If Sweeney started pissing it up, not over the next couple of years, but like over the next 7 or 8, okay, it's time you've lost your magic, okay? It's time to move on, all right? But even then, he would have bought his time because he's given us 2 championships in the past couple of years. We only had 1 championship before. He's given us 2 by himself in a 3-year period. He won national championships. Been to the college football playoff 5 years in a row. Okay? Don't offer any criticism of that man. Leave him alone. Praise him. Pay him more money. Make him happy. Make him comfortable. Massage his feet. With that said, the ACC, you're 100% right. I don't know what's happened to them. Because you go to the early 2000s, we brought, early to mid 2000s, 2004, 2003, 2005, we brought in Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was ridiculous. People, if you're sitting there and you're an 18-year-old kid, you don't know this because you were born in 2002. I'm talking to people who's, 20, 25, 30 years old, plus, use your brain and go back in time. 1999, Michael Vick and the Virginia Tech Hokies, who was in the Big East, by the way, was playing the Florida State Seminoles in the national championship. Who won that game? 1999. Florida State won it. A few years later, we decide, I say few, I know that means 2, but 4 or 5 years later, we offered them to join the ACC. They did. A couple of years later, he won the national championship. Miami Hurricanes, one of the greatest teams to ever step on a college football field. I mean, my God, they had Ed Reed as their safety. We offered them to join the ACC. They joined the ACC. Now, I'm going to go ahead and ask you right now, if today, I'm going to bring this in modern day terms. Let's say they hadn't joined. All right? Let's say they hadn't joined. And we were going to expand the ACC right now based off of the past success of the past few years. Who would you offer? And you truly wanted to keep it in the South. Who would you offer? Who had had success? And you're in the ACC. Who would you offer? Like Virginia Tech or Miami. You would offer Alabama. I know, they never left the SEC. That's not what we're talking about. Sober up just enough to be able to argue good with me. I'm not saying that to you, SEC dog. I'm talking to anybody else who's listening to this. Who would you offer that was equivalent to them? LSU, Alabama. Maybe you talk to Georgia. If Florida doesn't piss it all away this year, maybe them. And then imagine right after that, Alabama, Saban comes up and he says, I retired, I'm done, and I just want to go be little somewhere else, and I just want to yell at my wife and nobody else. And he does it. And then Alabama football, and I know Alabama football, we have great respect for them. We had some great matches with them. We've won what we've won, and they've won what they've won. They just go back to being a regular football program. And then they become just a regular football team. You can't blame us for all of a sudden going, we tried to add them. We tried to make the conference stronger. And then they decided to suck. Let's see. Got a couple of comments in here. Robert knows says Z as though he's sleeping. Well, then turn this off and go to bed. If you're bored, go to bed. There's a couple of makeup tutorials I think I saw. Maybe you can go watch that. I'll make you feel better. Dabo will probably call a timeout to make sure his hugs gets on Sports Center. You're 100% right. You know what? You know what people don't like about Dabo is that he's so likable. See, here's my theory about it, and I'll make this as fast as I possibly can. There's a lot of people out there who loves it when people who are only horrible and mean and degrading and awful can make it in this world, because that means they have an excuse for when they're awful, mean, horrible, womanizer, they cheat on their wife, all this bunch of stuff, they steal from people, they take out of their wallets and everything. When they steal out of people's pockets, when they, well, you know, if they're in sales and they know that they're taking money from somebody's pockets, but they act like they don't. They go, oh, I didn't know that, even though they know good and well that they don't. And they know they're stealing. They know that they're horrible. They love it when only those people can win, because that's their excuse. They say, well, you know, for the only way for me to win is for me to be bad. I'm sorry, I'm only going to take care of my kids. But when somebody like Sweetie comes along, and he's a really good guy, and he's fun, but he's competitive, he does make sure this. Do you realize how many arrests we don't have at Clemson? Well, I heard somebody who's in the NFL now. I said, wow, they're Clemson players. You realize how many people we don't get arrested? I love that. I love it when people go, well, you know, we just recruit who we recruit, and, you know, it is what it is. That's an easy way out. That's an easy way out. Look at Georgia. Georgia gets arrested all the time with them. Look at Florida. Look at Bama. Look at all these schools, but they have to dismiss them because they went in, they recruited a guy who could run a 4.2 40, but they're horrible. All I'm saying is there's a lot of people hates it when a good guy comes along, because when a good guy comes along who gets results and he does it the right way, all of a sudden it takes away from the people. Now, I'm not saying this about Kirby. I think Kirby Smart's not a bad guy. I think Kirby Smart's a decent guy. All these other schools, they got these jerks running a program. They say, well, I have to be this way to win. You're actually lying to yourself. You're just a slime ball. You just happen to win in the process, but being a slime ball has nothing to do with you winning. Refine your process, son. You don't have to be a piece of scum that everybody hates. You just like being that person. You like being that dictator. You like being that Hitler. It's fun. I know you don't want to be associated with one of the most hated names of all time, but my God, you love being awful. I mean, look at Orgeron. I know Orgeron drives a hard bargain. He just beats the crap out of us. Orgeron's a likable guy. Sweeney's a lovable guy. Kirby Smart's a likable guy. But I can name you a bunch of coaches who are nothing but a horrible human being, and it is what it is. Don Rourke says, hey, Bobby, I'm an FSU fan. Love your channel. I can't wait for you to start your college football predictions. Enjoy the content. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. SEC Dog says Robert Mack was a big hire for North Carolina. He is a top coach, no doubt. I'm telling you right now, if you go and you look at the recruiting for next year, the 2021 class, you see North Carolina in the top 5. There's a reason for that. Mac Brown, a lot of people like to pick on Mac Brown because he's 70, 71 years old. Mac Brown, a lot of people like to talk a lot of trash about him. I even had a friend of mine who's a North Carolina fan, huge North Carolina fan, going. He couldn't believe that they hired Mac Brown when they did. They were like, he washed up on the beach and we just hired him. North Carolina, first of all, nobody's knocking down your door to come coach football for you. I know academically you're a fantastic school, but athletically, other than basketball, baseball every now and again, you're nobody. Who cares about women's sports? Yeah, I said that. Who the crap cares about women's sports? Who cares about anything other than basketball? Nobody. You haven't been incredible since Matt Brown left. Period. You have been nothing but a pure letdown. No matter how much money they pour into that program, you have been nothing but a bucket of 2-week-old in the hot summer heat piss. Matt Brown come along. You look competitive for the first time in a very, very long time. Since that one year that Fedora had a decent year and got to the ACC championship. You should be thankful for what happened. You should be thankful that a Sam Howell will be coming back as a sophomore. And you should be thankful for the recruiting class. North Carolina could very easily take over the other division, and they could very easily be a very big player, not only in ACC football, but in other teams. Because here's the thing, when you name out the SEC, who's the big SEC teams? Well, there's this. I'm not talking about historically. I'm talking about right now. If you're talking about historically, you would have to name Miami in the ACC. Do you really name Miami as in the ACC as historically? Other than not historically, but currently? No. Miami sucks right now. Historically, that's a different story. I'm talking about right now. If you're talking the SEC football across both divisions, Alabama, of course LSU, they lost a ton of their team and they lost Joe Brady. I'm sorry, y'all. You're done. I didn't say you're not a good football team. I didn't say that you're not going to win more than 7 football games. I said you are not what you are last year. Give it up. Keep being obnoxious until you can, until the beginning of the season, and then it's over for you. And you're right. He was a 2-point conversion away from ending Dabo Swinney and our run. And you're right, SEC Dog. I don't get why he called the play call that he called. Especially when you have Isaiah Simmons at middle linebacker who can cover both sides of the field. And as soon as he starts to see where the play's going, he by himself can stop it. And I know that a lot of people like to talk about Clemson's offensive or defensive line not being what it was last year. You still have to remember we had an outrageous returning group of players is playing on that line. So, real quick, I just want to get to the race. We have 93 laps to go. Logano's at 1, D. Benedetto's at 2, Truex Jr. 3, Bowman Johnson from 6 to 10. And man, they're going back and forth. 6 to 10, we got Blaney, Kyle Busch, Byron Keselowski, Kurt Busch. Then we go down to Austin, Dillon, Jones, Reddick, Bell, Harvick at 15. Harvick just moved up to 13. Good Lord. Almirola, Nemechek, Busher, Elliott, and Custer at 20. There you go. Um, I don't get that play call. Here's the deal. Um, Mac Brown's a very good football coach. Mac Brown is um, could very well. I think this is a place where Mac Brown could, if he plays his cards right, could very well, if he has somebody who's legitimate in the background, he could be grooming them to take over North Carolina, and they could be a problem for not only the ACC but the country. I know you said that Dabo could learn from Mac Brown and speaking to the media. Here's the thing about speaking to the media. This is even with politics. Um, there are a lot of people who worries with how you speak to people. They worry about it. Now I get it. It's good to have good communication, everything. I don't care what you say. I care about what you do. In the Bible, you read in the book of James where he says, "You tell me I have, you tell me that you have, but how? Blah, blah, blah. You tell me you have faith, but I'll show you I have faith." The big deal there is, and I don't even care if you're an atheist and you're watching that. I mean, you got enough brains to get this. It's not what you say; it is what you do. It's what you do. Dabo Swinney has 2 national championships. How many championships does Mac Brown have? 1. Buddy, he didn't. No, Dabo Swinney did it. Dabo Swinney did not get lucky. Dabo Swinney took over a football team that was dejected by poor leadership. Now I think Tommy Bowden as a person was a good person. Do I think he was a bad football coach? No, I think he was a good football coach at a certain level. He was not a good football coach at Clemson. He wasn't horrible. He wasn't Tommy West. Tommy West was at a FCS level. He was an FCS level. And if you go, I can't believe you're saying that, and you're taking a jab at him, and he's horrible, and he's got kids, and what if they heard this? He makes more money than most of us at an FCS level. He went on to coach D'Angelo Hall at Memphis. Tommy West, unless he blew his money, has way more money than everybody who will take up for him. Okay, so I'm not taking a jab at him. If you're an offensive coordinator, coordinator, if you're a position coach, you make more than the average American, way more than the average American. So everybody, before you go up, put your fist up, take up for them, realize they make a ton of coach. Just chill out. Real quick, back to the race. We got 86 laps to go. Truex Jr. is at 1, Johnson at 2, D. Benedetto at 3, Bowman and Byron round out the top 5, Keselowski, Logano, Jones, Kyle Busch, and Blaney. That's 6 through 10. Let me see. They just did that thing where they went to 21 through 25. Who cares? Give me a second. Okay, 11 through 15. A.J. Dillon, Chase Elliott 12, Reddick, Harvick 14, Almirola at 15. So that rounds out your 11 through 15. Everybody hit you a thumbs up if you like this. If you don't, even hit the thumbs down. I don't care. It don't bother me. I sleep just well. Me, one pillow, good comfortable, good sheet. Beside my sexy wife, I'm fine. I sleep fine. It's good with me. You know what? Mac Brown was very, very good coach. Very, very good coach. Texas was. Look at Texas. Matthew Mendez. Let me see what Matthew Mendez says. When I saw the title, I double tapped because I thought it was an options trade. Can't remember what I put up for the title. You forgive me for that. An options trade. Tiger Nation. Where was Dabo year 2 as a head coach? I'll never forget the real Tater fans calling for Dabo's head after the 70-33 Orange Bowl embarrassment. Brent Venables saved Dabo. Real talk. Here's the thing about that SEC dog. Year 2 we were actually 6-7. year 2 of his full season, not the season that he took over. So he took over in mid-season when they told Tommy Bowden, look, you have the players. You have C.J. Spiller playing for you. You have all these bunch of good players around you. It's time to win the championship. And he said, I'm like 2-3, 2-4. Statistically, it's done. And they said, well, then we got to make a change. Danny D-Rock Mahaffey made that to you. It's on Fox. Whatever your Fox affiliate. It's not Fox S1. It's not FS1. It is whatever your Fox affiliate is. If you're in upstate of South Carolina, it's WHNS. It's either going to be Channel 21 on regular TV, or it's going to be like Channel 12 or something. Hopefully that helps you. But Dabo Swinney took over a team that was... imagine this, and I'm going to tell you this. It's rough to take a team... TXA clan, May there, Bossy, can you name one NBA player for me? I can name a bunch of them for you. Kevin Durant, Stephon Curry, LeBron James, Harden, Chris Paul, Kyrie Irving. We could go classics if you'd like. Larry Bird. We could go Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You said name one for my team. One main one for... Who is your main team? Old school or new school? You call it. And I'll go for it. You call it. I'll see what I can do. Can't promise you anything. Bobby, in 2000. In 2000? Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant. Am I close? Am I close? I'm waiting for that. But the NBA game, LOL. The NBA game. I'm not following you, my friend. I like games, so I'm up for it. My phone's getting close to dying. I'm gonna have to hook it up here in just a second. We're beating Carolina by 29 games. You're right. Love beating Carolina. That would be a Jimbo Fisher in the SEC in 75 if he's lucky. I said, oh, Jimbo going to the SEC, watch blah, 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 blah. Jimbo Fisher is a very good coach. You got to think when Saban won his first championship, he was calling plays for him. Jimbo Fisher took over for a legend. He took over for, and you're right, that's facts. He took over for a legend. You know how many people do well after taking over for a legend? Not too good. And that's truth. One national championship. Here's the thing about Jimbo. Jimbo covered up stuff at Florida State. Remember, I'm not an ACC fan. I'm not an SEC fan. I'm not a Duke fan. I'm not a Syracuse fan. I'm not a blah, blah, blah fan. I am a Clemson fan, period. And he does have the ability to go to the SEC and do very well because he calls plays well. And it's a big deal for what he's going to do for this year. But I'm going to tell you, as far as football goes, you carry this to the bank. Fisher is a good football coach. I wouldn't trust him as much as I could pick my house up and punt it across the street, but he's a good football coach. That is funny, though. Let me see. SEC Dog says, Jimbo needed 22 NFL players to beat Gus Malzahn and Auburn with crab legs at the last second. You're right. You're right. But he still beat them. The NCAA still let him by with it. And they still let Auburn by with basically buying Cam Newton and paying his daddy. If you step back and you look at that entire situation, you realize, without even trying, that if anybody was policing anybody in the NCAA, organization, schools it's governing, neither one of those teams will be there. It's a beautiful thing. The Cam and that Jameis was on the same field together. The story was just as crooked as the other one. Only though I do think the whole rape thing does overcome somebody being bribed and bought and all that bunch of stuff. But yeah, definitely that does beat it out. I agree with you there. But both of them is crooked as a curled up snake road. Very crooked. There's a mode in the let me see this TXA clan. There's a mode in the game NBA 2K20 called My Team, and you create your team with any player that was in the NBA or is in the NBA. Wow, that's cool. Do they have Pistol Peach Maravich? They have Oscar Robinson. By the chance, do they have Bill Russell? Do they have Larry Bird? Do they have Larry McKell? Do they going into the 90s? They have Larry Johnson. Do they have any of the Larrys? Let's see. Bad example using Gus Malzahn is my point. Smoke. But if Jimbo is so good with 22 NFL players, why he struggled versus Malzahn? Real talk. I will say this real quick. That was a really good Auburn team. That was a really good Auburn team. There was a lot of good football players on that team. I will tell you this, and I know LSU fans. Remember, I always name them out, and I say like Tiger Cat, and Matt Dukes, and some of the good people there. They love their LSU team. They're I mean, I'm not going to pick at them. They love their LSU team. And I know we're just going back and forth, and I like this. This is fun. I'm with you. You just said it was a great game. It's a great call. So we'll have fun. I'm having fun. I take none of this personal. This is all fun. The only time I take stuff personal is when people actually get legitimately personal, and then at that time I'm done. I mean, that's just done. We're just talking about sports. Real quick, I'm going to stop with the race right here real quick. Let me give you an update. If you're watching me, you're just trusting me for the race because you can't find it. We're at 67 laps to go in the entire thing, okay? Truex is leading Johnson, Bowman, Keselowski, Byron. We got Elliott at 6, D. Benedetto, Jones, Logano, Blaney rounding out the 6 through 10. We got Kyle Busch, A.J. Dillon, and now they're doing a flashback, and I can't even call it out. Dear Lord, y'all forgive me. I'm sorry. Let me see. Robert Summers called me on that. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, Robert. I'm sorry. Try to talk a little more. I named this. I end up talking football because everybody always wants to hear me talk about football. I don't have the Rona. I just coughed. Showing Martin Truex where he won it last year. He's leading again. You have to know how to run these tracks. I'm not a NASCAR genius. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. There's a lot of you knows a lot more about NASCAR. It's just like playing football. It's just like playing a lot of stuff. It is not the type of game you play. It's who you're playing. You have to know who you're playing. When you're racing, you have to know the track you're racing. You racing a certain track, how you run things in one track is not the way you run things at another track. That's why you see people favored to win certain games or win certain races. In games, football games, you see teams who are very susceptible to the run lose to teams that if they don't have a good running game, they can shut down their passing game. Very much here. Truex won it last year. He's leading again this year. And that's the reason why there's certain people who wins what they do, and that's in football. Danny D. Rock Mahaffey says, did you watch the golf today? No, He said it was kind of fun. You know what? I meant to watch some of that. I thought that would be kind of cool because it was interesting, the names that was involved with it. What was it? Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning versus Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady. Was that it? I think that was it. If that's what I was thinking about, I think that was it. I think that was really, really good. Even though I'm not a big golf guy, I think that was good. Who won? You know who won, Danny? Big Vol Daddy's in here. By that, may there, Big Vol Daddy. Dear Lord. It's good to see Big Vol Daddy. I tell you this, have Big Vol Daddy in here, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. May there to you. It's good to see you. Lord be with you. Tiger and Manning won it. Yeah. You know, you think about it, you ain't too much surprised by it. Y'all want to go over here and get something to drink with Ole Bobby. Bobby needs to take a piss, but I ain't going to take you to the bathroom with me. I think YouTube will police me for that. And Lord, even though I'm comfortable with y'all, I don't want to take a piss and y'all watch it. What all I want? I don't know. What is that? I'll take that. Big Vol Daddy's in here. The man, the legend, the myth, the legend. It's good to see you, Big Vol Daddy. I don't want to say, I'm going to set you right here. Y'all forgive me. I'm just going to set you right here. I'm going to disappear for about 13 seconds. There we go. There we go. Amanda Morton says, I still love Clemson. Well, they love you too. SEC Dog says, Bobby, you great people, great show as always. You know what? You might be just trying to be kind to me and saying a nice thing to me and buttering me up. Flattering me. Flattery is a key to my heart. Thank you so much. I tell you this, Georgia. I'm going to tell you this, SEC Dog. Big Georgia fan, I know you are. You love your Georgia Bulldogs. And you should. I'm going to tell you right now. I've talked a lot of trash about you boys. But I'm going to tell you why I talked a lot of trash about you boys. Because it's true. It's true. Georgia has recruited for many years consistently at a level that basically any major school in the country, including Alabama, has not recruited at consistently. Not Southern Cal. Something just happened. Y'all forgive me. Y'all have recruited at a crazy level for many years. Now I know you just said you play in a real conference. Let's go over your division first. Let's go over your division and let's talk about who. Now, a lot of people who you're sitting here, you're like, I tuned in for racing. Let me go ahead and tell you, we're at 55 laps ready, 54 laps to go. Truex Jr. is in the lead. He won it last year. Johnson, Bowman, Keselowski at 4, Byron at 5, Elliott 6, Jones, Blaney, D. Benedetto, and Logano at 10. Kyle Busch, A.J. Dillon, Amarillo, and Harvick, Bell at 15, round out 16 through 20, Reddick, Buescher, Custer, General Custer, Nemechek, and Kurt Busch. There you go. But let's talk about your conference. Let's talk about your conference real quick. Your conference includes, I'm talking about your division. What includes Vanderbilt, heck of a doctor, horrible football players. Kentucky. I know they've had 2 years ago. They had a solid football team with Snell. What's great about that? I mean, y'all still went in and beat them and should have. South Carolina? I mean, I'm a Clemson fan. I can sit here and talk trash about South Carolina till tomorrow morning. Tennessee, a team who has so much history, but unfortunately has only history to talk about. A team that Butch Jones pissed away talent. My brother-in-law graduated from the University of Tennessee. Okay, I know I live in South Carolina. I'm only 2 hours, 45 minutes away from Knoxville. Okay, I have respect for Knoxville. Okay, I have a ton of respect for Knoxville. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, Tennessee and how they ended up where they're at right now, God knows how they ended up where they're at now. It doesn't make sense. You not only have history, but you had so much power for a long time. Butch Jones pissed it away. You can only blame the administration. I blame the administration for the downfall of Clemson in the early 90s. You had an AD who got mad at Danny Ford because he's like, I'll have you know I own everything here, and you, Danny Ford, are an idiot. You're fired. Because of this, that, and the other, and I'll make it up and everything. And he turned around and hired Huey, you know. That's what happened at Clemson. And it's the same thing that happened at Tennessee. Same thing, a lot of it happened at Tennessee. Aaron is on here. May there to you. It's good to see you, Aaron. Good to see you. May there to you. My phone's starting to die. I'm probably going to have to go here in just a second, but I'm just talking to you. Okay, let me get back to the race real quick. Eric McCartney's in here. Sawmill. Everybody go check him out. Sawmill Shop. I tell you, man, he makes some great signs. Check him out, Sawmill Shop. Bunch of good comments coming in here. By the way, my wife is sending me a text right now to let me know that she wants to see Bobby with his shirt off, so I'm about to end this. We got 50 laps to go right now. A bunch of people pitted. It's a big deal. It's going to be interesting. Okay. Let me talk about football, and then I'm going to go because I'm going to let my wife send me with my shirt off. Normally fares very well for me. So you got Tennessee, who should be miles ahead of where they're at right now. It's not doing well. Florida, as I like to say, and I have described Florida's season as this: piss or get off the bucket. This is your year. This is your year. Georgia, you have so much talent year in and year out, and you haven't had a national championship since 1980. It's not trash talk. I can honestly tell you with good conscience, I don't know how you hadn't done it. It's almost like somebody went out of their way to go, got all this talent. How can we figure out how to not win a national championship? Go. And somebody thought up a plan. I don't know how you did it. The no Sean Moreno years? How? I mean, I'm not making fun of you. It's like, it blows me away. How? So that's the thing with Georgia. I've never got, never will get. It's how in 40 years you haven't, with the recruiting, especially in the past 18 years, does not make sense. You do play in a tougher conference, but let's talk about which side of the conference is really tough. Over the past year, we've even seen the West, even though they're talented, they're better than the ACC. That's what I get. They're better than the ACC, but let's be honest with ourselves. Was the West really, really ridiculous last year? No. Well, Auburn beat Alabama. Calm down. I didn't say they were not talented. I said, was it as tough as it's been in the past years? No. I mean, that's just the truth. I don't care who got hurt. It's the truth. I mean, last year it was in the West. It was LSU and Bama, and I know Auburn beat Bama, but that was pretty much it. This year, everybody's going to be watching because of Leach and because of Lane Kiffin joining and this, that, and the other. And trust me, those guys are going to give a lot of you guys a run for your money for that one game. They might get blown out of other games. They're going to do it just for the crap of it. I had a really, really good question. I want to go back to this. I wanted to answer this question. I'm about to get off here. Robert Summers asked me this question. Bobby, do you think the fans will be let in college football games in this year? Good question. We're sitting here in late May. Uh, I think it's according to where you're at. I believe this whole sickness is real. I don't, but I think the majority of people in mortality rate can survive it. And I think the closer and closer we get to college football season, and the closer and closer people who has a calculator who knows how to figure economics will realize that, and we get more data out of it. I think that you will see more teams, especially in the South, um, contemplate it might be mid-season before you start seeing more people allowed into stadiums, but I would not be surprised. I could be totally wrong, but you ask my opinion, there's a great chance we could see college football fans by mid-season in the stadiums. Then again, we could see them at the beginning of the season, but I would say it's more safe to say by mid-season, because you got to think at that point we're going to be staring at mid to late October. Do I think it's safe if we started at September in most most stadiums, especially in the South, because density, population, whatever you want to look at there. The majority of deaths has came in New York, California, New Jersey. And I'm not being a jerk here. I'm not being insensitive. I'm telling you the truth. What really good football teams in New Jersey? College football. Name one. No takers? What about New York? I know Syracuse is in the ACC. I said good football teams. Nobody. California? Well, Southern Cal is. Yeah, Southern Cal's hyped up every year. No takers. So if the Pac-12 shuts completely down, we're fine. If the Big 12 shut down, and they're not, we'd be completely fine. The football teams who are consistently competing for a national championship, and in the college football playoff, it really just comes between the South and Ohio. Period. I would say, just by saying that the truth is that, and once again, there's a part of me that says insensitive. I get the insensitive part. There's another thing. I just think the people's too overly sensitive. Is Indiana going to make it to the playoffs this year? No. I haven't seen their team, and I go ahead and tell you they're not. Idaho, no. Montana, no. Wyoming, no. Tennessee, no offense to you, love you to death, no. West Virginia, no. Virginia, no. Rhode Island, no. Delaware, no. You're not making it to college football playoffs. Heck, you don't even think about it. My point is this. I think that the majority of the schools that will allow people in to see us, Savannah State, halo, you're right. No. They, by at least by mid-season, they'll be allowing the majority of fans in. I really, really believe that. SEC dog, you've been having fun. I'm about to get off of here. We got 43 laps to go, and I'm about to get off of here. But you're talking about Brian Kelly says he really has it in for us. You know why Brian Kelly has it really in for us is because we've stole basically every recruit that he's really wanted. We've taken away from him. Troy Pride was in our backyard, and he did get him. And Troy Pride is he played at Greer High School here in upstate South Carolina. Notre Dame came in and got him. Troy Pride walked away from Notre Dame with no national championships. If he would have played at Clemson, he would have won it. He would have won 2 national championships. So, while Notre Dame is a really good school, historically they're really good. He walked away with nothing, and Clemson walked away with 2 national championships. So I would say that Troy, though I hear he is a fine athlete, I've seen him play. He's a fine athlete. It's nothing personal. It's just straight up history. Um, Truth is, picked the wrong team to play for. But we did quite well and we're fine. So, well, listen, I'm going to let y'all go. My phone is dying. Uh, 40 laps to go. Keselowski's leading. Elliott, Johnson, Truex Jr., Bowman round out 1 through 5. Byron, Blaney, Kyle Busch, A.J. Dillon, and D. Benedetto 6 through 10. I'm going to let y'all go. I'm telling you who I'm pulling for. I'm pulling for Elliott. Hope he wins. Probably won't, but I'm pulling for him. I like him. Y'all be good. I'm Bobby Dirkens. Y'all hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. Tell everybody I got some surprises coming up, but I'm not going to mention it until it's done. Y'all be good. SEC Dog, love talking trash with you. I know it's just fun. Y'all be good. Take yourself, and hopefully Dabo's got a hug for you. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up. I'll keep showing out. Bye,